All righty. I'm here with Marlene Hall, my friend from sort of both South Arlington and Alexandria, right? We crossed the border from Park Fairfax to Fairlington, right?
Correct.
And Marlene, tell me the name of your company.
Well, I am a realtor with Pearson Smith Realty.
Pearson Smith. Okay, perfect. And people would find you at marlenehall.com.
MarleneHomes.com. Yes.
MarleneHomes.com.
Yep.
Perfect. So we met, we've been Facebook friends, but we met at an open house in Park Fairfax when I was house sitting over there. And I popped in
Yes.
and we chatted and we talked open houses and we talked a bunch of other stuff. But tell me a little bit about Park Fairfax and where it sort of exists in the world of Northern Virginia.
So we are an old World War II historic buildings that these were built for World War II workers that worked at the Pentagon. Pope John Paul blessed one of the condos. I don't know why, but he did.
Okay, random.
So yeah, and then Ford and Nixon lived there as congressmen. Um, and it's one of the most green neighborhoods inside the Beltway. I mean, we've got tons of trees, walking trails, deer, foxes, squirrels, raccoons. It's really really beautiful. So
Yeah,
and there, yes,
it's a beautiful area, and I
there,
was staying last week in Fairlington, which is right
yep,
across what Quaker Lane.
it is.
And is it true? Is Park Fairfax Alexandria City, and then
Correct.
Fairlington is Arlington?
Yes and no. Part Fairfax is Alexandria City, but part of Fairlington is also, I think, Fairfax and Alexandria. So if you cross the bridge, part of it is Alexandria.
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
interesting. Uh,
Don't know why.
yeah, and so is like Bradley Shopping Center, is that Alexandria?
Yes.
So Fairlington is Arlington, or a portion of it is Arlington, and then you got basically it's just right there on the border. You could just throw a stone across from Arlington to Alexandria. I mean, I guess that's interesting. And so tell me about the area, because you're right there in the middle of. You got like Shirlington down the road, and then you've got obviously go down into Old Town, and go over to what, Seven Corners is just right up this, or Skyline is right up the street.
Yep. Yep. And Skyline is called Skyline because apparently there used to be an airport there. Um, but yeah, it's just really centrally located. Farrington also was built for World War II housing, and these are 1940s homes,
Hmm.
and they're pretty sturdy. And it's pretty affordable, and you do have HOA fees or condo fees in Fairlington and also Fairfax, but they really include a lot of amenities, and just great location. I mean, I'm 10 minutes from downtown DC, 10 minutes from downtown Old Town. You got about four or five shopping centers just within 5 or 10 minutes of you. So I just love the location. I keep thinking about maybe moving farther out because I have family in Reston and Sterling, but I'm like, oh, I really love my location. So,
No, it's amazing, and I was staying in Fairleigh. I grew up in Fairleigh. I don't know if I told you that,
oh,
but
I didn't know that.
yeah, but so it was just like super fun going back, and I walked across. I walked a little bit over there to get that 7-Eleven over there by the whatever that Chinese food place, and
Oh,
the cleaners.
yep,
So just walking over there, and it's just but walking through Fairlington, walking through Park Fairfax, is just such a beautiful, beautiful area. And
it
so
really is.
so tell me a little bit about, like, one of the things we're doing with Community Connect, like we were talking about, was like coming up with ideas, right? Like ideas for community building, or just amplifying things that people are already doing. And one of the things I saw when I was in Fairlington was, so they had that farmers market up by Fairlington Community Center. Um,
Yes.
I saw like they had some like it was coming up on 4th of July, so they were having like little pool parties and whatnot. In That was
Yep.
in Fairlington. But tell me about some of the community building type activities that are in Park Fairfax. Like obviously it's very dense. It's a very densely populated, um, as opposed to it being single family houses. There's a lot of townhouses and whatnot. What kinds of things exist to get you guys connected and have neighbors meeting each other?
We have a lot of different committees. I'll be honest, I haven't been very active with it. So I'm not probably the best person to ask, but we have like a book club. We've got a landscaping committee. We have wards. So I think we're broke up. We have a couple of wards that you can be ward president. We've done like ice cream socials at the pool. We have a doggy dip at the end of the summer. We also have this native garden sale. I think at least once or twice a year. And then once or twice a year, we have like kind of like a yard sale where we all get together. But yeah, I think Fairlington probably does a little bit more. Like they have the parade, and they seem to do a little bit more community building. But I'm not as involved as I could be in Fairfax. We have two Facebook pages you can post on, and those people are pretty supportive of each other there. And we have three pools and that kind of thing. I think we also have people do pickleball and stuff like that. But I'm not as involved.
So, like, what are things? I know that you are really active in the community in terms of working with buyers and sellers and what have you. Like, what are things that you think would be cool to do? Like, if we wanted to bring some activities or programs to the area, like even just that we were talking about, like the open house map, or like we have
Hmm.
this thing called Must Love Dogs, which is like kind of a profile of different of dog owners and like even me, like I was there pet sitting, right? Like that's a cool thing to connect with people around. Like, are there things that you would be excited about bringing to Park Fairfax?
I have a couple ideas off the top of my head. Maybe having a list of all the dog sitters in the neighborhood.
Hmm.
That'd be really nice. And then maybe having like a doggy meetup because everybody almost seems like almost everybody in Park Fairfax has a dog.
Yep.
Having my dog has really opened my world to really meeting a lot of my neighbors. In fact, I have dogs come visit my dog.
Oh,
So
you have dog play dates.
yeah, they actually come to my house. There's like three dogs that come on the regular to see Gracie, my dog.
Oh wow.
But yeah, so maybe like knowing who the babysitters are, the dog sitters in the neighborhood. Maybe have the military. I'm also a military vet. Like having some kind of military group or connection. Maybe like having a happy hour once a month or something at in Shirlington. Like maybe some more get-togethers. We do have like some wine and cheese Christmas parties and stuff like that too. At our community center, and if we could have a farmers market, that would be great.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
I love it. I love it. One of the things that we did was how like you would have you were saying like you do a community yard sale periodically. We did a kind of like that open house map that I sent you. We did a
yeah.
yard sale map, so like people can put up if they're doing a pop up yard sale in their front yard or whatever. You can look on the map and see where it is. So you just walk around, and then that's a good way for neighbors
Yeah.
to meet each other as well.
Oh, and then also, they did this recently in Burlington, is they had a cat tour. So people would come out and bring out their cats, and they would go walk around and see cats.
Oh, interesting. just
Yeah,
just
and then
cats, just cats in the windows staring at you judgingly.
how you bring them out? But they did a cat tour recently in Fairlington, and then also what we did recently too, which I didn't get involved in, which I probably should have. We did a doggy trick or treat. So we typically don't. Whoops, I just dropped the phone. Sorry. We typically don't get a lot of trick or treaters, so we did a trick or treater map for dogs, and then we do a trunk trick or treat. You go to the neighborhood cul-de-sac, and we'll do a trick or treat from people's trunks.
That's great. Is there there's the Facebook page. Is there like a neighborhood directory for so people can?
No,
No, interesting, because that's something that we do
uh,
we do have like a specifically for, and like you're a good example, right? Because you're a neighbor who has a business. So it's like the neighbors who have businesses, they can introduce themselves, and that way they want to introduce themselves because they run their businesses. But it also is almost always like a good chunk of the neighbors, right? Like 10 or twenty
yeah,
percent that have their own
yeah.
businesses. So.
Yeah.
That'll be a good thing to do too. We can do that for Park Fairfax. So,
Oh,
um,
it's a good idea. Yeah, 'cause
hold on, you went out. You
it's
went out.
really important. Can you hear me?
Now I can. Yeah.
I think the happiness factor is really important about relationships and just having connections with people. And I think we're becoming more and more disconnected. So I think my parents are in an active retirement community. And the thing is, they have so much connection now, and they're always going to lunch or dinner with somebody and just having these great connections. And I think it's really important to bring people together.
Oh, it is, and I think what's cool, as for you, somebody who's social, and then also who has a business, it's kind of like a twofer, right? Because like
Okay.
if you like, we did this thing called social suppers, where it's basically just a
Oh,
potluck, right? Where you like we're going to do a
I love
potluck,
that.
let people meet, but and it's funny, and that's why we have this saying, every community needs a mayor. It's like
True.
it doesn't really require that much, but it does require
Right.
somebody to just sort
To
of
organize
say, yeah,
it.
yeah, just to even just kick it. Like I was just at an apartment building that I used to live at in Alexandria, and
Uh-huh.
there's a guy there, and he's from like Albania or something like that. But he's a guy, and he's very like social, and so he like, hey, we're gonna watch the
Okay.
World Cup on Monday, and hey, we're gonna do this walk. So he put a sign up that says, we're going to do a walk on the second Tuesday of every month, or maybe it's every Tuesday, just an hour walk. Anybody who wants to walk. It's like, it's so easy to do, but it's
Right.
also easy not to do. So I think what's
Yeah.
good is that you either have somebody who's just like crazy social, or that's why the business people are so good, because for you, you're like every time you meet new people, it helps. You can, who knows, maybe they need to buy, sell, or rent, or invest, or something like that. And so
Right.
that's sort of what we want to harness is get those people, because the more the community is connected, and the more that those business people are surfaced, the more opportunities there are, right? Like, oh, great, somebody's going to do the yard sale map, or somebody's going to do the must love dogs, or somebody's going to do the social suppers, and it's like many hands make light work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my friend Amanda was putting together this women veterans dinner, but now that she's out of the military, we haven't been doing it. But we did it for about 5 or 6 years.
Oh wow,
We did
wow.
limo night, but it's only her organizing it, and then now we're not really doing it anymore. But it was nice. So
Well, I think that the one of the first things that we can do is we can like circulate the what would you love to have? Like, here are if you I'll send you the link, but if you go to the page, there's like we have sort of 12 programs that we like activate right out of the
mhm.
gate, and people can say like, oh, I want the, like you said, the babysitters directory, or I want the dog sitters directory, or we want to have the faith book, like that's like a play on Facebook. It's like churches, like what are the churches in the neighborhood, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And so who knows what excites people, but then it's just like, I think you start getting like uh, it becomes like what's the word, like slippery slope. People have ideas, but now that there are people that are engaged in ideas, it's easier to do ideas, so now it's just easier and easier, and then you all of a sudden have a really cool connected community. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, just seeing my parents, my mom being in this active retirement community and having all these activities and events and things to do and being connected. I mean, I did. It's beautiful. I mean, I just
Well, and you know what I always thought when I was living up here in Fort Hunt is I was like, we go, some people go to college, and like in college, that's what you have, right? You have people planning activities, and you're in your dorm, and you have
yes.
this, and then you go and you move on, and you're for the rest of your life, you're just trying to recreate that. And
No,
maybe
you're
the
right.
next time
I
you
mean,
create it is when you're in a retirement community.
yeah, and that's kind of like, I mean, I'm so happy my parents are there. They're like, I mean, I mean, they have everything they need. They get fed well. I mean, they're independent, but they're also safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's connection. They talk about longevity and everything. It's all about connection and having the social support. It's so important.
Absolutely. Well, I think that we're going to have some fun, and I'm glad we had an opportunity to talk a little bit about,
Yes. Thank
Park
you so much
Fairfax.
for this. Thank you for arranging this.
Absolutely, and I will send you this, and then we can chat about, about what we can do with Park Fairfax, and because I guess I'm sort of bridging the gap between I'm dealing with some people in Alexandria and I'm dealing with some
Mm.
people in Arlington, but and I guess Park Fairfax is right there. But and you and I can talk also a little bit about Fairlington as well.